Welcome to your Daily Dose. My name is Robert, and I'm here with my good pal Susan, and we're talking about a very special program, something new for us at Yaks, and it's being offered because of a specific thing going on in the world. The raging wildfires in Southern California just been heartbreaking to watch, and really I've been questioning, what can I do? I used to live there, got family and friends down there, and I also know, hey, I've got a business, a family to take care of, both in parents and children of my own. I don't really have the means to give like the way I'd like to. What can I do? Well, that's where this yes and idea comes into play, right? With the well-known cinema therapy program. And actually the call to adventure came from one of our newest board members, Nicole, my cousin, who of course has been through the program and, being a therapist herself, said, I think this Hero's Journey program could really help people with their long-term
Loss.
trauma that they're dealing with
Trauma.
and what's
Yeah.
going on down there. So
Wow.
that's the overview. And like I said, I know this has come up really quickly. You haven't been involved in it. You've just seen me go. What are your questions or comments coming into this? Because, you've told me blatantly, you're like, I'm not sure I get it. And that's totally cool. That's why we're here.
Yeah, that's why that's I'm speaking for the rest of the public who yeah, it's a little bit like I didn't understand where improv could fit in with Parkinson's. There's a
Sure.
piece of your brain that connects things in ways that is different than most people. And so you saw this, you saw something. So I'm just, instead of me asking questions, I'm going to ask you to piece it together for me.
Mhm.
It was a
Well, I mean,
sentence that,
like I said, the call to adventure is Nicole saying, I think this could be helpful. And I'm leaning on the fact that she's a therapist. She understands the mental health side of the need. And that immediately spurred in my mind, well, yeah, people are dealing with trauma, loss. Some people, loss of life, other people, loss of property, long-term property, their homes, literally, the possessions, things that they care about. For Nicole, the school that her children go to, and that's not a small, no big deal, just go to another school thing. That's like, wait a minute, this is a community. This is where my kids, they were part of a very special, place that was, as they're very young, I think they're 1 and 4. This is foundational to who they are. So, I mean, that's just one small story. There's going to be tens of thousands of these stories, people who are dealing with loss. So there's that.
and that kind of thing would build exponentially, one upon the next. Uh, Multiples of emotion. Just
Yeah.
you you can't get over this because you have this.
No.
Loss is representing devastation, which is representing maybe lack of whatever preparations or
Well,
infrastructure.
the reasons why for that stuff, that's kind of neither here nor there. The program inherently is there to help people get in touch with their emotional selves, right? When you look at the foundation of what it was initially called Day One, the reason it was called that was because of the perpetual stories of the devastating traumatic effects of the diagnosis, right? That was the call to adventure, the diagnosis. I had heard hundreds of stories of people with Parkinson's saying, boy, the way I was diagnosed sucked. It hurt. It was insensitive. Even if it was handled well, I still wasn't supported well, right? So what are we talking about? Again, we're talking about trauma and we're talking about grief. That's really our two big things. The hero's journeys we've seen and you've experienced personally does a good job of helping people rewrite that narrative. And that's really what we're doing here, is helping people recognize, understand, and then start exploring what their feelings are about what's going on.
So uh, we need to reach them.
Well, it's up to them. See, I feel like you're hedging. You're almost not saying what you want to say, or you're hesitant right now. What's whoops, and there's my timer. Let's come back because I want to explore that. Yeah, I know you well enough to know when you're not, you're either holding on to something, you're not there. So we'll be back in the next episode, and you can shake your head and then tell me what.